the start line, through the gears. Toyota GT86 to JZ, and look at this is big aggression. Shanahan into the wall, look at that, almost wheel onto the wall as he absolutely comes out swinging. Shanahan flicks that car through, he goes for the other wall now, an outside zone 4, down the hill he comes as he puts on big angle, but it's a perfect line from Shanahan as he dials that car in on angle, that second last outside zone onto the
6.2 JZ, 950 horsepower through the gears. That was Jack Shanahan. Interestingly said to me that he took the end plates off the spoiler this weekend to help the car initiate and transition, and look at this, right to the edge of the circuit. Shanahan fires and throws that car around Riga. Now on the throttle all the way to the edge of the circuit, but doesn't get as deep into the outside zone as we like to see it. He's messed up, he's missed that outside zone as Shanahan drags the handbrake and gets the back of that GT86 in to this long last outside zone. Spoiler hangs over.
Shanahan and Bertan's like tries to make his move early, but Shanahan has made a super early move and he takes a huge lead into the first corner as we go fast in front of the grandstand. Both drivers, here comes Bertan's, appears through the smoke and he's right on the door of Shanahan, and Shanahan throws it onto the wall. But what can Bertan's do now through the final section? Knick-knack, paddywhack, on the door goes Nicholas Bertans of Jack Shannon as they...
As Vicek now hunts down the Mustang. Dean, early initiation, flicks it right to the edge of the circuit. They're side by side as they come through that first outside zone. Dean almost pushing everything to the limit, but look at Vicek. He's almost touching the whole way round. He punches through the smoke as they go wide. They transition back and Vicek's with him. He's on the front wheel. Vicek is a man possessed. He cannot be shaken as they bang.
Flicks the car across the circuit. Big clutch kick from Shanahan now. Shallows up the angle, goes right to the edge of the track. He knows what these guys have been doing. He's very good at watching everyone else, and he does. Rinse and repeat, copies everyone else, gets that car glued to that outside line, puts it right where the judges want to see it. Can he hold this one together as he fires on big angle, barely touches the brake, as Shanahan goes to the edge of the track and across the line.
On a day like today, sometimes the cards just fall in your favour. The 96 car having some issues, and Zakshevsky's up and gone. He is flying towards Bjornsek here and diving in behind him, and look at this, Zakshevsky's going for it as he fires into that first corner. Zakshevsky with a crazy dive, but he's put himself in the wrong place in the track, and I think he's put himself out of this half of the battle.
Yeah, I think he has, Dave. I think
Line, this is it for the final time this weekend. The battle begins as Vicek fires in. Shanahan goes closer than he did before. Now starts to look for the side of that Toyota Supra as he transitions bumper to bumper. They both get into outside zone 4. No mistakes this time for either guy as they fire through. Shanahan looks for the door. He creeps up the inside as the tail lights disappear from the back of that Supra. Shanahan goes for the door across the line.
Just another 180SX of Dwayne McKeever as he fires into that first outside zone. No separation this time as the pace is absolutely matched. And Shanahan now dives up onto the inside, looks for the door. Oh, comes through the smoke, takes the back bumper off of McKeever's 180, hits him up the back end again, pushes him out of the outside zone, dives onto the door, and Shanahan's a man possessed. This is big one already to kick off the Great 8. Zalewski fires in on the back end of Vincek's S15. They both go wild angle. The transition from Zalewski dangerous. Now starts to lose ground as Vincek goes way quick through past the grandstand. He goes absolutely hammering. Zalewski hits the curb, over he goes. Now loses the momentum as Vincek gets into that final outside zone. On the throttle, across the... Well, he'll want to get himself way up there. He's in 20th at the moment with a 92. And what can he do? Absolute technical. Look at that. Beautiful on that first outside zone. Beautiful on that second outside zone as he now works his way around, looks for the inner, fires it through the middle of the circuit. Can he go deep? He doesn't go as deep as anyone else on outside zone 4. Down the hill he comes with big angle though as he now works his way in. Second to last outside zone collected. Final one on the wall.
Slams through the gears. You can see it already creeping towards the edge of the circuit as he flicks in nice and early. As Rintanen gets on power, and you can see the back of that car pop up off the tarmac because he tries to apply all of the grip down towards the circuit. As Rintanen fires through, looks for this outside zone. Very clean line so far from Rintanen. Gets himself into this outside zone. Absolutely beautiful so far from Juha Rintanen. Working that car right into the groove, tags the wall across the carbon Kevlar G87, slams through the gears as Vincek fires in behind him and get on throttle nice and early. But Vasiliauskas out of the outside zone, a big understeer, has to get himself back into it, flicks the car to angle, and Vincek now starts to hold back a little bit, doesn't want to get too close. Unpredictable is Vasiliauskas as that car pops a wheel off the tarmac, and Vincek can't seem to chase him because it's unpredictable from the Lithuanian out front. He now falls into formation across the line.
Along, can Laurie Heinen take the top of qualifying, or will he be the bridesmaid once again as he fires through? Look at the line from Heinen, he's clinical, he's absolutely dialed in. As Laurie Heinen would have seen that score drop in, and he would have said to the judges, there's more out there. This is unbelievable. I don't think he's touched the brake. It's across the line. It's so fast.
Czech slides off the line in that incredible A90 Supra. Through the gears they come, and Olsen will not let Vicek get away as he fires through initiation. Vicek a little understeer, slows the car down, but now picks it back up again. Fires on big angle, gets into the outside zone. He's going to go wide though. He holds on to it. Olsen stands on the foot brake and balances that carbon Kevlar S15 right where it needs to be. As now Vicek finds that perfect qualifying line. Flames are up from the back of the car as he pushes it.
This year, and if he has to, he's got to go for Shanahan here on the inside. Goes McKeever, dropping out of the zone a little bit, but he stays on the back of a big transition. Fire through the center of the section faster than anybody. So McKeever gets it wrong. McKeever's in the wall. McKeever's in the wall, and it all goes wrong in an instant for the driver from Northern Ireland. Shannon's going to see that dead square through the windscreen now. McKeever buried in the wall, and he's going to go over and check on it.
Here's a 94. He'll want to be up there though in the show. Big angle, big flick, big commitment as he puts the back end of that 180SX right to the wall, all the way around as Laurie Heinen now fires through the middle of the circuit. Wall run once again, the tailgate pops open as he fires down the hill, collecting the dots. This is unbelievable from Laurie Heinen, but will all the judges favour the wall run?
And how he's feeling, and look at this, throws that car to angle, big handbrake drag though, looks like he was going to almost over-rotate as he fired that car in on the throttle though, as Benet now works his way through the circuit. Down he comes, right to the edge of the circuit, dials on the angle once again. Big angle driver is Jason Benet, dials even more angle at the outside zone as he now gets into the final outside zone, puts a bumper of that BRZ towards the wall, stands on the accelerator, a little tag
For the standings.
Well, Jack Shannon ups his game, but Connor now looking to repeat just what Jack did as he tries to give a little bit back to the older brother here. As Shanahan on Shanahan once again. Jack, a perfect line through the first few sections, goes deep into that outer zone, and now Connor getting a little bit wide, and Connor goes off the circuit. Dave, the championship leader, is off the circuit.
He got lost in the smoke, Eddie. He got completely lost in the smoke. He went wide where Jack...
radio to the spots saying, I need to be on the door, you need to be all over it. A big initiation from Shanahan, but he's going to fall out of the outside zone, back into it once again as he fires through. There's no shaking the Polishman though. Look at this, he's up on the inside, he's tucked onto the door as he punches through the smoke, through, mirrors the angle, mirrors the line. Wow, Vicek is on an absolute fire right now as he goes for the side of Shanahan's GT86, knows it's a super closer than before.
Who will take it in qualifying? Can it be this man? Will it be the former Drift Masters champion, Piotr Vicek, as he fires through in this A90 Supra? Look at the aggression, look at the angle. Oh, look at the line. It's textbook, right to the edge of the circuit, as the Polishman now is not messing around. He's got this car figured out. It took him a while, but now he knows the way it works and the way it wants to be driven.
Position as he fires it early. Shannon right to the edge of the circuit. Vicek right on the door, all the way through. Wow, what a transition from Peter Vicek. Takes a big risk. Has he risked too much as they come to the outer zone? Vicek's back on it again. Vicek's going wide. Vicek drops up onto the curb, makes an error, puts a big... Oh, and Shannon shuts down. And Vicek makes contact. What happened?
Focused, he knows what he needs to do, and he mirrors the angle, and he's closer than Shanahan on initiation, but Shanahan's cleaner than Vicek. Shanahan gets into the outside zone, Vicek follows him. Oh, he tags the door, almost puts them both into a spin. They transition through the smoke as both cars go wheel to wheel. The bumper comes off, and Vicek's car as he pushes Shanahan across
Through the gears into that first car. Look at Zalewski. He initiates before Shannon. Look at the proximity. Zalewski's car ripping panels off as he fires up on the car. Zalewski plays with fire. He's in the smoke. Can he see where he's going? He goes inside and he can somehow get back towards Shannon. How is Zalewski doing this? The car is falling to pieces. He's on the door. There is no gap between these two. This is the best you'll ever see these two drive.
Looking for a big initiation. Rittenen's right there, but a little bit of ground separates them as now Shanahan starts to pull away, falls out of outside zone 1. Rittenen looks to shortcut the circuit. He cuts through, goes wide, drops wheels off the outside edge of the circuit, puts the car into a spin. But Shanahan doesn't look too rock steady either, Dave. Both of the drivers looking a little shaken, a little stirred. This one, are we starting to see the drivers start to fall apart? But no issues so far in this borrowed S15 as he fires it in. Up into the outside zone goes McKeever. He knows there's more to be had out there. Look at that, it's absolutely textbook from McKeever so far. Comes through the centre of the circuit, avoids that no-go zone. Deep onto the wall again, just tickles the tail light out of the back end of the 15. As he now puts foot to floor, he flicks it across the circuit. A little jab of the handbrake. Back on throttle he goes as McKeever.
Mechanical failure.